Welcome back to Shadows Over Loathing. We're kind of just clearing out things that have accumulated around the map. I had just dealt with those two. The Chop Shop, Gideons, and Hobo Camp are relatively new. Miss Brewster's is the one that sat alone for the longest. You noticed a pile of yellowish-white grit in the middle of the road. Oh, this is more of the muscle corn, and you collect it and you get the powerful grit. We've seen all that before. Freebie experience, basically. Miss Brewster's home for traveling salesmen. Ooh, there we go. View quests? No, not view side quests. I keep screwing this up. The notes. Personal notes. Write a note. Honestly, it feels a little bit clunky to navigate to this part of things. Miss Brewster's has one. There we go. Yes, that will exist alongside my other notes of where those can be found. Let me just take a look. If you're bored by this boarding house, you could always just leave. Molly, got anything to say about this here house? Everyone's down on their luck. It all seems like a repetitive. Seen it before. The door isn't locked. Head inside. As you enter the boarding house, you discover some kind of hullabaloo, or perhaps a kerfuffle. Honestly, I'm a little surprised you can walk straight into the home of a salesman, because doesn't it seem like salesmen would be accustomed to needing to knock and be greeted at the door? You would think that would be like their whole thing. A stern-looking middle-aged lady is surrounded by 6 agitated men, all talking over each other. Gentlemen, I insist you settle down at once. We won't get to the bottom of this with you all acting like panicked school children. Miss Brewster, you've got to call the cops. Ha! What this town calls police, I wouldn't trust to solve a jigsaw puzzle, let alone a serious crime, and I won't have those hooligans turning my house upside down. But there's been a murder. Somebody has to do something. What you can all do is go to your rooms and let me think. Good gracious. The men file upstairs, abashed, but still fidgeting nervously. Have a chat. Excuse me? Miss Brewster sighs, exasperated. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have any vacancies. Or, well, I suppose I do, but I can't let you have the room until this whole mess has been sorted. There's a vacancy because someone was killed in their room. One of those men said something about a murder. I actually think it was about a murder, but yeah, they're near enough. Yes, it's absolutely ghastly. One of my lodgers was murdered in the night, and nobody heard or saw anything. I'm practically at my wit's end. Maybe I can help. My name's Graeme of the Valley. I'm kind of an independent investigator sort of thing. Oh, like the Belgian fellow in the mystery novels? What? Sure. That's not Hercule Poirot, is it? He is Belgian? Maybe. I think French is one of 3 official languages in Belgium, I think. So maybe, but I don't know. I've never actually read them myself. Well, that's marvelous. If you can solve this mystery, I can pay you quite reasonably. Okay, it's a deal? I mean, Sherlock certainly isn't Belgian. I have no idea. Okay, great. Thank goodness. What can you tell me about the victim? He was a traveling salesman. All my lodgers are traveling salesmen. Narrows it down then. What did he sell? Oh, they come and go so frequently, I'm afraid I haven't the foggiest idea. Well, how did he die? I'm not sure. The body is missing. Are you sure he's dead? Look, you'd better just go and have a look for yourself. He was in 3C. I locked the doors so that no one would mess around in there. The key to room 3C, the victim's room in Miss Brewster's boarding house. The ones that are like needed for such a specific thing usually don't have a joke because it's pretty important for them to remain informative. Not a crumb to be found on the dining table. Miss Brewster keeps this place spick and span. A little note next to the phone says, "Do not use the phone." Wow, it's very, very controlling over that, aren't ya? Nolly, chew the fat. Nothing to be said. Tiny oil paintings of previous boarders. The radio plays agreeable music at a polite volume. Polite and agreeable. Nice, clean, orderly. This potted flower saw nothing. Dang. Could have been the secret. I wonder what it is that allowed me to start seeing these things, because I thought part of it was you had to revisit places, but no, you can just find them upon a first visit. The Shadow Wine, we've actually seen that one once before. It's shockingly good. The bathroom door is locked. Well, how will we ever solve this mystery then? That was clearly where the crucial facts were going to be found. I guess I should check through things kind of in order. I will start with 2B. No, not 2B. I'll start with 2A. You should probably check on the crime scene. Oh, dang. Okay, I can't go out of order. All the way upsy daisy. Ooh, fun shoes maybe? That someone has just left behind? Some high-heeled shoes have been carelessly left in the hallway. You're not sure which aspect of this would upset Miss Brewster the most. Take the shoes. Extra high heels. Elegant shoes for sophisticated ambulation. Makes your steps higher. Do you just start like high stepping? That's what I'm picturing. Yeah, that's basically exactly what I was picturing. I kind of like it. It's a little bit like a strut, a little bit the can, a little bit kicking. It's got a lot of things going for it. It's a good stride. The 2 pointed leafed plants are holding the frondy one hostage. Oh, poor guy. He's stuck. Can't get away. There's for sure going to be some sort of joke with 3D. You can all but guarantee that, can't you? It's 3C, the site of the incident. You unlock the door and put the key in the secret pocket you use for things that won't ever need to be referred to again. Good to know we're pushing that one out. Holy crap! A massive pool of blood on the floor. And like Miss Brewster said, there's no body in sight. Investigate further. Holy jeez, is there even this much blood inside a person? Well, we can fish through it and find out, shall we? Huh, nothing. Must be shallower than it looks. I thought there'd be a clue in there. Nothing interesting about the bed except that it's next to a massive pool of blood. The window's locked, so the killer must have come from inside the house. An ordinary washbin, no clues here. There's also a mirror. Check yourself for clues. I will fish first. I'm guessing I could change my expression if I wanted. You got a handful of clean water. I believe we've had that before. Hi, Grammy. Smile. Frown. Yeah, this would just be the ability to change. Worry. Cringe. Freak out. Closed. I'll keep the smile. And I do wonder if on occasion different mirrors will have additional interactions, so I want to try, but I'm guessing they mostly just have that. The wardrobe is locked, and the throw rug looks pretty ordinary, but you can check underneath. You roll up the rug and whoa, what the heck? There's a crazy occult diagram underneath it. The lines and glyphs appear to have been burned onto the floor. You can see little blobs of melted candle wax at the points of the dodecagram. It's not a pentagram. And it even smells faintly of weird incense. Was this some kind of ritual killing? Great. Like a regular old murder wasn't enough. I don't even know if these glyphs will match up with some of the other ones, but maybe I'm finally initiating some of my deeper investigations into the occult, and these glyphs will finally start mattering. Creepy occult ritual circle, there's little blobs of candle wax everywhere. Wait, and it said it's like a dodecagram, right? So how many points you got on this bad boy? Is that like 12? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, called it. Deca, 10, dodeca, 2 and 10. It does make sense. Knock on the door. I best report back to Miss Brewster. Well, she surely won't care. All she cares about is having things be solved. She stands by the kitchen door, looking stern but frazzled. Sterazzled. Doesn't flow off the tongue very well. Not a great word, in my opinion. My expert opinion of word crafting. I had a look in 3C. Did you find anything? I found a huge pool of blood. It was really gross. Did you find anything else? Yes, actually, an occult ritual circle. What? Oh my goodness, you think it was some kind of black magic sacrifice? I'm afraid it looks that way. Yes, ma'am. Well, I've always felt a lodger's religion was no business of mine, but I won't stand for this one bit. Are any of your lodgers involved with the occult? Do you know? I do recall that one of them specializes in selling occult supplies and paraphernalia, but I'm afraid I don't remember which one. You'll have to ask around. Okay, now we got a mission here. And I should probably do things in order to keep track. Who was there? I'm not opening the door with a killer on the loose. I'm investigating the murder. Do you have any information that would help? There's a salesman here who specializes in occult stuff. That seems pretty suspicious to me. Which room is he in? I'm not sure, but he isn't the one above me. He doesn't live at the same end of the hall as the victim either. Thanks. Okay, let's try and... He doesn't live above you, so he's not on that entire floor or directly above you. And the same end of the hall would be these ones. So does that mean it's this one right here? Because the victim is here, that end of the hall. That really, really makes it seem like it would be 2B. Do I interact with it second? With that in mind? Yeah? Oh, hey, I know you. Oh, yeah, you're the guy selling pants from before, right? What if I had never run into him? It must have worked out in a way that I always find that first, this place first. That's me, what's up? Want to buy some pants? Not now, I'm investigating the murder. Yeah, real grisly business. Do you know the other salesmen that live here? I guess I've run into quite a few salesmen at this point, at least a couple, right? Not really, just the guy who sells those little Derringer pistols. He was complaining about the guy who lives right above him, the trinkets and baubles guy. Because he keeps making a racket, dropping stuff on the floor at night. Just knocking all those baubles over. That probably doesn't help you much, though. Well, it's something, thanks. Okay, I'm guessing I need to start drawing something up here. I'm gonna build myself a little layout of things, shall I? Luckily, I have this envelope next to me that I don't care about whatsoever, and so now it's a note-taking thing. I will say that he is a pants guy, and so the trinkets and baubles guy is above the pistol guy. Well, that's something, thanks. And I'm pretty sure, I'll just double check with this again. I don't think he even said what he sells. Oh yeah, he has nothing more. Could you repeat what you told me before? All I know is the guy who sells occult stuff doesn't live above me. So I'll just write occult. No. I mean, is this the guy? Is he the guy? Because he doesn't live above him. But he doesn't live at the same end of the hall as the victim. Again, that could potentially point to this door. So I think it's potentially been narrowed down to the guy who's not willing to reveal his face. So, you know, that's my newest instinct here. There's no response. You try the knob, but the door is locked. I will just put like a little X under that one, I guess, for now. But 2D, but really, they're all in 2D if you think about it. I guess I was on the right track with thinking that there would be a 3D joke. You knock on the door, a nervous-looking salesman peeks out. I'm warning you, I'm armed. Oh, I know you. Yeah, I think we met before. You sell Derringers, right? That's right. Yes, you should buy one. There's a murderer on the loose. I'm actually investigating that. Oh, thank God somebody is. What do you know about the other salesman here? I know that there's a guy who sells occult stuff. I give him a wide berth, though. All I know about him is that he doesn't live in the room below the sunglasses man. So, sunglasses, occult, not under him. I guess we don't know what the guy, the victim, sold. That's also important. I see. Neither of them are the victim, by the way. Oh. So that, well, the occult guy is obviously not the victim. I will make a note of guns guy, and we know that the baubles guy is above him. So we now have 3 rooms accounted for. There's 8 rooms. We know who lives in 3 of them, and we know one of them is the victim. And so that's something to go off of. We're getting there. We're honing in. I'm feeling good about this. This is kind of fun. It's the puzzles in this game have not been very deeply puzzly. This is the first time I've kind of felt it. So we know that the occult guy does not live up in 3A. He is the sunglasses guy, and we know the occult guy does not live below the sunglasses guy. So we know that 3A and 2A are not the occult guy. So my little suspicion there, I think, is undone. Yeah, something I can... Oh, hey, we meet again. Oh, maybe you have to have met all the salesmen before you can start finding this place. Maybe. That's me, baby. What can I do for you? Well, I'm investigating the murder. Oh, no kidding. I was hoping you could give me some information about the people who live here. I don't really know any of these guys. There's a fella that sells jokes and gags somewhere on this floor, I think. And there's a guy that sells pants, but all I can tell you about him is that he isn't the guy right below me. So I know that that guy isn't Pants. There is a Pants guy and jokes. Oh, the Pants guy we've talked to. We have talked directly to the Pants guy. We already know that he's in 2B. So that doesn't really tell us a lot, actually. You knock on the door, and the salesman looks out. Hello? Who are you? I'm investigating the murder. Can you tell me about the people who live here? Well, I pretty much keep to myself. All I know about the other salesman is that the one who sells jokes and gags isn't the one who lives right next to the one who lives above the one who sells brushes. What? 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 I think that's probably what's meant to be. What? Why? What's so confusing about that? Okay. The guy who sells gags isn't the one who lives next to the one who lives above the one. So there's someone who sells brushes. And isn't the one... Wait, all I know... Work backwards through this here. Who lives next to the one who lives above the one who sells brushes. I'm writing it down, even though I think this is intentionally, like, incomprehensible. I think it can be understood, but it's, like, probably useless for this puzzle because it's so ridiculous. All right. Focus here. What am I even trying to do? The one who lives next to the one who lives above the one who sells brushes. So we don't know. We don't know who sells brushes. We don't know who's above them. The other salesman is the one who sells jokes, is not the one. So we know that's not the jokes guy. We know that's not the jokes guy. The only one... Well, there's two. There's two on the bottom. We don't know 2A or 2C. One of them is the brush salesman then, and we don't know who's above them. One of those would be the victim, and we know on either side of that is not the jokes guy. What was... nothing. Thanks. This guy did say something about the jokes guy as well, right? The jokes and gags who lives on this floor. So the jokes guy is up top, which we kind of already knew from that other ridiculous series of things. Either B or C. Maybe this is the day that humor died, you know? The Pantstalker doesn't live below me. That's what we've already been to this one. This is our last piece of information. This is the Baubles guy. You knock on the door, a voice calls out without opening. Hello? I'm investigating the murder. How well do you know the other salesman? I don't know any of those guys. Although I think there's a guy who sells brushes, who's neighbors with a guy who sells pants. Ah, well that could be A or C. Okay, thanks. Neighbor. I guess neighbor probably indicates that they are literal next door neighbors. And so in that case, this would be the brush salesman, I think. He's not willing to tell me anything extra. We're going with neighbor. We're going with neighbor, so I'm going to say he is the brush guy. And above him is not the jokes guy? Is it even going to be helpful here to put this up? Okay, well, what am I trying to draw attention to here? We know 2A, I'm pretty sure 2A is the brush guy. And what do we know about the brush guy? We know that the joke person does not live above the person above him. So, if this is the brush guy, sunglasses, this would not be the joke guy, which means that has to be the joke guy. So I think we know our victim, and I think that is approximately the only thing I know right now. Ooh, and I guess also through more or less process of elimination, so I'm going to put joke with a question mark. I think that's the victim. 3B and 2C are two things we never learned anything about because there was no one here. Let me just kind of reconfirm things. Don't kill me. Oh, it's you. Sorry to bother you. Could you repeat? He doesn't live in the room below the sunglasses guy, and they're both still alive. Got it. Got it. Okay. Let's see what Miss Brewster, if she has anything to engage with there. Who lives in 2C? They didn't answer, and the door's locked. That's because 2C is my room. Oh, well, you could have told me that sooner. Well, that, I think, then brings me to the conclusion that 3B would be the occult, and they murdered the joke salesman. I think that's where we are. Oh, well, can I have a look inside? Certainly not. That's private. And you can't possibly imagine I would kill one of my own lodgers. That would be terrible for business. I guess you have a point there. I wouldn't rule it out, you know. Don't want to close up any possibilities here ahead of time, but, you know, it seems probably true. Well, I am allowed to look around, right? No, is she not going to let me in? I guess she's specifically blocking me off. I figured out who the occultist is. I think I did. Maybe if we confront him with it, he'll either confess or give us some usable information. Are you certain you know which one he is? I won't have you accusing the wrong fellow. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. All right, shall you gather everyone together in the scene of the crime so you can do a dramatic reveal like in the novels? Yeah, sure, if you want. I must say, this whole murder business is simply dreadful, but it's the most interesting thing to happen here in years. You head up to 3C, and after a few minutes, Miss Brewster meets you there, with the salesman in tow. Alright, well, I suppose you're all wondering why I've called you here today? I assumed it was so you could tell us who did the murder. Yep, that was my guess too. Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. Well, as you can see by this weird circle on the floor, this killing probably had occult significance. I mean, are we gonna go through this, identify the occultist, accuse them, and then have it be that, you know, I don't know, the brush salesman killed him or something, or Miss Brewster still possibly. Therefore, the most likely candidate in the occult goods is the occult goods salesman, who is in, checks notes, 3B. What? No, I mean, yes, I do sell occult supplies, but that isn't even one of my circles. Are you actually accusing me of murder? I think you're the only likely candidate. No, I'm pretty sure you didn't kill anybody. I'm going to say you're the only likely candidate, even though I do think 2A, the brush salesman, is, you know, of concern here as well. That's crazy. You're crazy. Tell it to the cops, but suddenly the wardrobe door flies open and a salesman jumps out. Is this the joke salesman? Haha, I fooled you all. Pretty good. It was a joke. Are you kidding me? Why wasn't that predictable and obvious? Who the heck are you? I'm the victim. I sell jokes and gags and stuff. How do you like my new giant fake rubber pool of blood? Isn't it a scream? Oh my god. Here, let me give you something for being such a good sport, kid. Wear it in good health. The Foot's Ring. What does that stand for? The ring bears the insignia of the Fraternal Order of Traveling Salesmen, which is difficult to make out at this small size, but it might be a farmer's daughter. Wait, what? Which is difficult to make out at this small size. What? Makes you more likely to encounter traveling salesmen. Oh, that's interesting, I guess. If you ever, like, needed something, maybe I should put that on and wander around and try and get, like, a new item or weapon or something. Now, if y'all excuse me, I gotta roll this blood back up, and 9 people in this tiny room is 8 too many. Return to the lobby. Well, that could have gone worse. The occultist gentleman was quite offended by your accusation, but I believe he'll get over it. Here's your pay, young man. It's nothing, basically. Thanks, glad to be of help. I'd say I'll call you if I ever need your services again, but I think one exciting thing happening here every few years is quite sufficient. If it happens again, I'm just going to throw everyone out. Good idea. That's a reasonable solution. No need to make that any more difficult on yourself than it needs to be. Oh, that's the kitchen. I'm not allowed to go there. You can't go back upstairs because the mystery is solved. Still can't go to the bathroom. Still nothing from the flower. Well, I kind of wanted to go back up to see if I could talk to the occult salesman or something like that, but I guess instead I will just equip this and go do some wandering. I have kind of an extended period of time left here. A man on the street does a big theatrical double take as you pass. Just wanted to get another look at you. Hey, whoa now, how's the weather up there? Up where? You're taller than me. Up on the property ladder. I almost can't see you up there. I live in the back of an antique store. I suppose I do own a brownstone, or several. Do I? I guess. The speakeasy, I guess, right? My only home is the sea, and she's not for sale. The room. Gee whiz, well, I hope to join you in my antique store room of my own soon enough, but a fellow like me has got to sell if he wants in the property ladder. Luckily, product I got nearly sells itself. The paperclip! Is this like in reference to that thing where a guy started with a paperclip and he traded it for a pen and then he traded the pen for a house? I think there was maybe one or two more steps in between there, but it was along those lines. From the multinational treatise of 4th grade homework assignments, the humble paperclip has dutifully girded our sheaves since whenever the humble paperclip was invented. Stench armor? That's strange that it's stench armor, but sure, why not? Bam! That's a paperclip. Is it ever? I don't know if I need a paperclip right now. Guess your documents keep themselves from flying off in the wind? Guess your nose secures itself against wild odors? Well, that would be a clothespin, not a paperclip. That's the wrong thing, but okay, I'll buy one. Shit. Ooh-wee. Do I detect a change in humidity? I must be chasing you up the property ladder. You didn't tell me the weather was this nice. Wow, this guy's jazzed. Continue on your way. Oh yeah, I forgot that. I'm literally just wandering. I have no destination. You've turned a street corner and ducked behind a mailbox just in time to avoid being spotted by 3 Tin Lizzies who are either squatting on a stoop or stooping on a squat. Eavesdrop. I'm bored. When's the last time we had a good rumble? Ages. But we got a non-aggression pact with the Doughboys. Big Liz wouldn't like it if we messed that up. What about the Glocklins? Want to fight some of them? They're too weird. Can't understand what she's saying, so you lean in, careful not to be discovered. What? I can't hear you with that helmet on. Are you eating something under there? Sandwich? Give them what they want. Yeah, sure, let's fight it out. I'm not too concerned about any of these fights really at this point. I think like I've leveled up enough that I could quite readily move on to the next area. But I think I just stick it out. Stick it out here for a little while. Do what I feel like. That's worked so far for me. Do you know what? Here's an idea. Is that if I damage 2 of you, rather than like kind of wasting my attack by doing 10 damage to 1 unit, which is like more than they have, that did a fair bit of damage. And then I'm thinking, even if you attack people randomly, only 8 times though. I guess maybe you just had your stat lowered or something. Only 4 of them. So 50% of them have to end up targeting those, and if you kill one of them, then the odds increase anyways. Hopefully it works out. We'll see. Managed to take out 1 of them at least, dang, and then really spread the damage around after that. I was hoping it could have worked out, but you know, worth the shot, I suppose. The shot, he says, completely unintentionally. Do I have something that affects everyone? Deal hot damage. Wow, I have so many of these that really just don't seem like they matter. Like a lot of them are kind of just crap. This seems like it's gonna take like a minute to play out. How about Just whack someone and be done with it. Really, it's like going to be faster and more efficient to just let Molly do her thing. And so I kind of just wanted my turn to end so I could do this. Nice cleanup round at the end there. You won against some pretty rough customers. Couple more wanders, see if I find anything. Some amateur wit has penned a mild bon mot on the wall of a bathroom stall. You smile, but you do not laugh. Make the bon motier. Leave. The bathroom is no place for humor anyway. No toilet humor whatsoever. Obviously, honestly, not a favorite of myself. There's very few poop jokes in the annals of history that have really gotten a strong laugh out of me. I'm actually pretty proud of that on the spot there. On the side of a discarded hot dog, the lichen, sordid grease. Pretty easy way to rake in experience, honestly, to just go for these wanders. Couple of black orbs doing all the crap that they typically do. Let's just go mess around with that. Oh, Nerdle, you cute little buddy of ours, doing your thing. God love ya. I don't know, I could focus fire, it doesn't matter. These battles have become like a non-consideration. So maybe that's a good reason to limit the amount of wanders done, is that they're going to be relatively repetitive. We've probably seen a lot of what there is to see in this area. The elderly man with the thick eyeglasses shuffles up to you with a determined expression. Before you can react, he shoves some meat in your mouth and shouts in your ear, "Operator! Operator! Get my worthless son on the line." "Mister, I'm not a payphone." "That's what the last payphone said, and I'm not buying it. Let me talk to my Firschlergner son. Bzz, bzz, bzz. I'm sorry, sir. The line is busy. Please try again." "Bah! Probably gabbling with one of his floozy girlfriends." He shuffles away angrily, and I gain meat because he tried to use me as a phone? That was weird as hell. I got no other descriptor of that. Nothing else to be added there. I got a cat on the desk here chewing on things she shouldn't. I cleared nearly everything off the desk so that Banjo couldn't get at it anymore. And of course, the one thing I did leave on the desk, she decided to go for anyways. Look at her fluffy pants. She's got the fluffiest butt there ever was. Look at that. That's ridiculous. Look how much fluff. So it just looks like she's wearing pants a little bit. I always just find that kind of funny. Is this how we end the episode? No more wandering, just with a Banjo guest appearance? Well, thank you everyone so much for watching. Please give me your pitches for episode titles, and I hope to see you again soon.